My first final speech topic is on what are the three most common things I talk about daily. Now, I live with a girl named Marissa, so most of my conversations occur with her. Now, just a warning, this may not be a PG or G rated speech, as I am discussing what two college girls talk about on a daily basis. So, forewarning, no children should watch this. So, the first thing that Marissa and I talk about on a daily basis would have to be food. Now, there's lots of different things that could be talked about when discussing food. The first being, do we want to go eat something? The answer is normally yes, but the answer also depends on if we want to leave the room, if we've gotten dressed, if we've gotten into our pajamas, or should we just order the food? And that brings us to the next question of what do we want for food? Now, kind of depends. Are we ordering in? Is it late at night? Have we been having like one of those nights? Or do we just want to see if one of our friends wants to go out? If we want to go out, we'll normally go to an Asian restaurant or to a Mexican restaurant. We all really like Mexican food, and it's very rare, apparently, in Maine for people to like Mexican food because a lot of my friends don't like it. If it's late night and we don't really want to go do anything, we'll order pizza or I'll find some way to make chicken nuggets because those are my favorite late night foods. And if we're having a movie night, especially a horror movie night, we'll order in Chinese. We always get the same exact things. We get scallion pancakes and either Szechuan tofu or General Tso's chicken. Now, there's good food and there's bad food. And Marissa thinks that I eat some really gross things, my favorite being cottage cheese, and I don't really care that she thinks it's gross and I eat it in front of her all the time anyways. The second thing that we spend a lot of time talking about is men. Now, I know that sounds really stereotypical, but we're not just talking about, oh my god, that guy over there is so cute. We're also talking about issues with them, we trash talk them, and I'm really inappropriate, so I make really gross jokes about her and her guys she's talking to. Hope she doesn't watch this. So we do talk about if there's cute guys, like, oh, did you see them? Did you see this person? But that's like not the majority of our time. A lot of the time we're trash talking men from the school, especially men on sports teams here, because they have reputations of not being so high class. And a lot of us have met some of them, and we know how they are. So we spend a lot of time trash talking them, and then we'll talk about issues with them. Like, I went through a breakup this year, so we talked about that for a while. Or we'll talk about how the guy she's texting is not texting her back or hasn't Snapchatted her. And so we spend a good majority of our day talking about that. It's normally really late at night when we're both in our beds and are sleep deprived because the night before we didn't get any sleep and had to wake up early. And so things get very odd very quickly. The third biggest thing we probably talk about is being gay. Now, we talk about this because we both came out this year, and I just think it's really funny because we have pride flags all over our room, so we call it the gay room. Now, it's not that we're just like going around being like, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay. No, we make jokes, which relates back to the guys, because when guys do something stupid, we'll look at each other and say we're becoming full-on lesbians. Neither of us are actually lesbians. We like both genders, and some of us, Marissa, like all that, which is something we have to deal with because I'm bisexual. I'm not pansexual, which is much more common nowadays, so I have to explain the difference between being bi and being pan and why I am bi over being pan. Now, we also say that when something bad goes wrong with a guy, that we're going to go become nuns. We have this all planned out. We're going to go make our own nun convent that you don't actually have to be religious to join, and we're all going to be gay, and there's no men allowed. So that way we're all safe and happy from the world of men. Or another good part of our day when we talk about this is we'll send memes to each other, and a lot of them will be something like a Tumblr post where a girl is talking about dropping her pencil and a guy and her reach for it to pick it up, and they look at each other and he like winks and she just screams out at him, "I'm a lesbian." And I send it to Marissa and I say, "You." And she thinks it's the funniest thing ever. But that is what a majority of our day is spent talking about when we're not discussing classes or how dead we are or how much we have to do and we don't want to do, or the fact that we should be doing stuff and we're actually laying in bed eating pizza.